I got my man Chris here. I got my man Smokey, aka Smokey, real name Kari.
Yes, sir.
Kari Lee.
Yes, sir.
Kari Lee.
Yes, sir.
And Chris, what's your last name?
Nap.
Nap. Oh, like napping.
No, just Nap.
Just Nap. This fucking rich.
Bow.
Hey, so I wanted to bring you guys on. This was a last minute conversation we wanted to have because let me see what the comments are coming in. I want to make sure people
Definitely
read
put
them.
them on. Definitely.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. Who is this right here? Who is? I know at least one of y'all brought a dog. No, not this time, but
that's Ian.
But I will say this, guys. It's already dialed in. It's already in pen, not pencil. That he's gonna be going back to New York, but you're coming back out here to shoot an episode. It's gonna be the first weekend of January, and it's the art of decoying.
Yes.
Like it's just people think that it's more. People think that decoying is just helping out the handler and all this other shit. No, it's actually you're not just the co-captain. I think you're the captain because you have to read off like, okay, you know what, Bob, it was this. You need to work on this. You need to work on that because you seeing shit up front, up person.
You feel it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You feel it.
Right.
Especially if it's a puppy.
Yeah.
You feel what he going through, what he wants to do, what he don't want to do, why he wants to do it, why he don't. It's all right here or right here.
And the terminology is important too. So you have decoys, you have helpers, right? So depending on what sport you're doing or what your status of whatever you're trying to do and compete with, whether it's training with the client, the dog, you're on a field, personal protection stuff, you just want a dog that's going to bang out at home. You have to the title in which you're going to take, it should reflect on the work that you're doing. So a helper is helping a dog, right? The term helper is misused or underused or overused today, just like the term decoy.
Yes.
But all of it's artistic. It's an art of building a dog for any discipline, whether it's just you want an obedient dog, a tracking dog, apprehension for police departments or military, or you want a savage that's just going to protect you no matter what.
Yeah.
So,
you know what's interesting is that, like, first of all, let's do some introduction. I got Chris. Chris, how long you been doing decoy work or even into the canine sport?
So
just protection.
Yeah. So for me, fortunately, I was raised in a dog family. I was born and bred into it. So my entire life, I have pictures of my father and I.
Little kid status.
Yeah. 6 years old working dogs. So my family's been breeding working dogs for 40 years. So I've been doing this my whole life. As far as helper work, when it comes to sleeve, rag, suit work, everything started very young. But that stuff was not glorified at the time to be putting out there with kids. You see stuff today where they have 10-year-old kids out there taking bites from dogs. So at the time, when I was born in the 90s, in the early 90s. 90s, yeah. Yeah, I know. How old are you? You're
I'm old to be your daddy, man.
108 now? How old are you now?
108 hours. I'm 54.
So basically, when I'm doing AARP like you, I'm hoping I could be there and still be working dogs like Smoke's doing now. But when it comes to my whole life, I was raised in it. So I don't know life without a dog.
So your best friend was a dog?
Key ingredient.
That's key ingredient right there. Man's best friend is. That's it.
What is dog spelled backwards?
God.
There you go. And you come on now, talk to me, Smoke. Now tell me how long you been in the dog game?
Decoying about 30 years. And just having a dog, I would say 35 years. But into the dogs, like into them like that at this level, 30 years. 30 years.
Now, I would say this. I've been in the dog game 16 years, but I'm not a trainer. Okay. I will never profess to be one. I'm in clubs. Okay. I'm a club participant. I have titled a couple of my dogs, but that was before I started having more kids, my second go around. But I would say this, and I've told people over and over and over. How did Marshall Lynch say over and over. I say that the best decoy that I've ever met was you.
Thank you, man.
No bullshit. I put it on my mama's corpse.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
No, real talk, because a lot of decoys will work the dog because they're just working the dog because you want them worked a certain way.
Yeah.
Smokey is not only communicating with the dog symbolically, but he's communicating with the handler as well.
100%.
Right?
That's the goal.
And sometimes people are like, well, just decoy. Well, you can't change the stripes on a fucking tiger. It's like, yo, this is how I rock.
Yeah.
If you won't let me be me, then I can't do this.
There it is.
The most genuine way to be. So, like, if you look,
I'm the voice of the dog.
Literally.
What's happening with his body and his brain goes through my body, comes out of and I'm able to tell you in the moment. That's crucial.
And reading the dog is something that if you can't read a dog, it's hard to be a trainer. It's hard to be a decoy, a helper, a judge. It's hard to compete. It's hard to be a pet dog trainer or a dog owner. Just being an owner alone, without being able to read that dog and see its tendencies, know its actions, what's the dog telling me? They're one of the few animals in this world that actually tell us what they're thinking.
Literally.
Mic check. Yeah.
And that's the thing too, is like, that's why Smoke and I get along very well from day one, because even though we're from different coasts, I'm from the Bronx, it's a completely different other side of the country here. But the thing is that how you work your dogs and how you're in the dog's head and vice versa, you allow the dog to get in your head to try to build up their confidence. I understand that from my side of it. So, and the footwork is there, you already know. So I've been doing footwork drills. I box a lot. We do shooting stuff, it's a lot. So it works out well.
Let me check my mic, guys, because people are chiming in right now.
Okay.
Just stay tight, because we do have a thing called editing. So this is gonna come out right. It's gonna come out real right. Cool.
Well, they saying you can't really.
They can't hear you or us.
Yeah, well, they can hear me.
Boop.
I'm not important one, so I'm not really tripping.
No, you should be though. Is it this plug or no? Is this
No, that's
else?
that's from my phone.
Oh, okay.
So no worry about it. Can y'all hear me now? Mic check. Ask Smoke, did he used to work with Walter, old black guy, out at Leg Lake in the late 90s?
Walter, what? Because you got to usually
they go by nicknames around here.
And that's what I'm say. If he gonna know the dog's name or Walter's nickname, because a lot of people I don't remember their name, but the dog's name I kind of remember. And what was he doing? What sport? If you can remember.
He'll come back.
So
No,
probably something else.
Sounds better. Okay, cool. Maybe it was kind of sound out. Yeah. Okay, cool. So my thing is, here's the deal. So Smokey came up with an idea. This is when I was in Inglewood. I'm like less than a mile from here now.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers were tripping over there with all those dogs I got.
Bro. Yeah.
That's right.
That's not really it's dog friendly, but working dog friendly is different than pet friendly living.
Right. I'll turn that shit into a rental property.
You're gonna get judged. Everything. You're gonna have home visits. Always complaints.
It was bananas because
you got savages.
Even though it's gated, it's like the houses are like fucking like 5 feet away from each other.
Yeah. So
and they're townhomes and nice, but neighbors, why you worried about my dog letting you know there's somebody outside your house and mine?
Yeah.
The dog, everyone corrects the dog. Even
your dog barks a lot. Only when somebody comes outside your house or my house.
Right.
The
dog don't bark for nothing.
Reason. Something happened. Change of environment. Amazon's here. Someone's in the driveway. Someone's at the door. Someone's in the backyard. Don't correct the dog for barking. Figure out why the dog is barking, and then have that conversation later. But
what's crazy though is that Smoke put a bug in my head where. See, everybody's dogs can act up on a fence.
Oh, yeah.
Staked out with a rag in front of them without being civil. And it's for the layman, that looks impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, he's acting up. Motherfucker running around with a sleeve on, platter sticks, whips and shit. Dog acting up. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, that's cute. Take that shit off.
He said that's cute.
Right. And so Smoke said, why don't I come by and do a home invasion?
Yep.
You remember that shit? And he said, I come by and I just start moving shit around. Like, God damn, that's a hell of a home invasion fucking scenario. Then me and the wife got divorced. I'm like,
it happens, right? When it comes to like reading the dogs, knowing how to play with their mind, reading the handler, right? All this, it's like got to be a good relationship. So we like to work the dogs. The job of the decoy is to teach the dog to destroy the human anatomy correctly with the minimal amount of equipment possible. So I've seen bangers come out from rescues. They're not genetically bred to be the best dog in the world, right? And that dog will bang out and help the owner or handler get home. And that's the goal at the end of the day. So
well, let me ask you this: there's a huge difference, or is there a fine line between a protection dog and a sport dog?
Hell yeah.
Okay, so explain to me, because to me, and again, people, I'm not a trainer. These are trainers and decoys. So for you guys who don't know, there's a difference. But to me, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? But I think that a sport dog, because he has the intangibles already, can turn into a protection dog.
Easy.
As long as he was trained.
And the genetics was there for him to be the sport dog.
Right.
Most, especially back in the day, people did not get dogs and hoped that they would get titles. They got dogs that had working lines,
Yes.
that the parents came from working lines. So you knew your dog had the genetics to be where it was at.
But back then, still, the dogs are much real.
Yeah, genetics was real.
So as the time has gone on with the sport, certain things have been softened to kind of open up the
And then-
playing field for everybody, right? So now, like the dogs that wouldn't be that top tier competing dog, now it can be in current standards because the changes have been there. So if you have all these changes where everything's getting a little softer, easier for people to compete because they want to drive more people to coming into the dog game, now you have a bigger surplus of animals being thrown into this high category of elite athletes when they may not be there.
Yeah.
So now, depending on the trainer, the dog specifically, the handler, the living situation, you could 100% take a protection sports dog and make it a protection dog. But it depends on what type of protection dog you're talking about. A protection dog we talk about should be part of
Schutzen.
That part of it.
Them was them when I first came in the game. Schutzen dogs would tear your ass.
Yes. Only, and I learned this recently when
for real.
When I interviewed a guy named Has out there, Has Shield.
Yep.
Interviewed Has last week. He was on the show, and he said that the best sport for a protection dog is Schutzen because the dog gets to open up more.
Yeah, he's free.
The old helpers.
He's free.
I posted a little while ago. I met a guy. His name is Rene. He's from the Netherlands. When he came out on that field, he done did over 1,500 international trials. So this dude, he's a little older than me, but I'm talking about his seasoning on understanding what. When he got down the field, and before I sent my dog, his presentation, I hadn't heard that presence in a long. I mean, the bellow, when he then looked up at me like, who is that? Because now they're quiet.
Yeah,
they use the wiggly thing. It's not a stick.
The game is different. They're taking out a lot of rules and shit. So now
the dogs would be actually looking forward to the stick hits.
Yeah.
Stick hit mean you hit me with a stick, I'm gonna bite you harder.
Yeah.
Now it's wiggling. So the dog
is sending a dog to destroy, they're sending a dog to bite and hold and hang on.
It's points. It's not about
and there's retrievals. There's no A-frame, no hurdles. Well, you jump over.
Oh, they still do an IGP. They have to jump over it, grab the thing, come back.
Well, in the 1 and 2 though, they just throwing the dumbbell out once and they got drinking. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no more
going over the thing.
No, not for 1 and 2.
Yeah, they change the rules.
Yeah,
every year
they're
they
making
change the rules.
Shit like fucking real easy, man.
You can actually during your BH now, which I found out because of the colleagues I train with now. Yeah, I'm not a sport guy background, but most of it's on leash.
Man.
And actually, when you're walking down, you can actually stop. So when you do like the down in motion, you can actually stop for 3 seconds. That was never a thing. It used to just
to keep going.
You had to just dump the dog and keep moving. So,
dude, I got my BH on Alonzo the Red Dog in 2014 at Pete Medina's field. Okay. And luckily, the Red Dobie.
I know.
Because you like the black one.
Yeah.
Right. The Red Dobie, my mother-in-law had fed him some Wingstop bones that I didn't even know because I don't throw scraps out there. Yeah. I throw raw scraps.
Yeah.
And he was sluggish the next morning. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But it worked out for me because now he wasn't so.
Yeah, took the edge off. Yeah, because he wasn't
feel
that good.
Right. So to me, it was dope. But yeah, man. And what's that?
How many rules have changed since that 2014?
You still got to take a written test.
Yeah. You do have to do a written test.
You got to take a written test.
But you got to take a what?
Written test.
A handler to go have fun.
Yeah. You got to know the rules.
That's why I stay on the decoy side. Now I know. I didn't even know that. Y'all just literally laced me that right now, and now everybody know why I'm on the decoy side.
I was gonna say the test is not that bad.
The test need to come 30 miles an hour, straight towards right here or right here. That's my test.
How many paces
you need to know that.
All that shit. But
you need to know my penmanship.
Yeah. And if you don't pass the test if you don't pass the test there, they want you to do the BH.
Yep. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Wow. I remember when
I think
there is not enough adrenaline flow in that test for me.
The BH, I don't think you have to take the test again.
No,
I think as long as it's labeled that you took the test and you passed it, then you could just go back and trial the BH.
Can you cut and paste?
No.
They somebody right there.
Looks like Chris.
I was in detention for most of the tests I was supposed to take in life.
Yeah. So that leads me to believe which sport you think is better for a protection dog?
To come
or Shih Tzu?
Schützen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
the man, the
I like
helper,
Schützen
or the
myself.
helper, the decoy, I put presence. The way we build dogs,
Right.
dog coming down there to make you afraid. If you're the decoy, I want you like, damn, get this dog, that guard. I want him making you like, man, I thought that's good.
And
the dog should be in the man's head.
Also, too, with the protection part of Schützen, the dog's working pretty independently.
Yeah. Way independent.
It's not like don't get me wrong. There's certain parts of PSA that I like the attack on handler and certain things like they're cool, like the carjacking scenario. There's things that are.
I like the PDC. I ain't gonna lie to
PDC.
you,
That's what I'm saying. Like when you look at like PDC,
let me put a leash on the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's but it's all relative to what you like and what you do. It's like if you wanted to get a dog, what's the reason for getting a dog? Are you looking for a pet? Do you want to compete in sport? Are you looking for an actual protection dog that's going to stand there with you and bang out because it's you and your dog in the fight? Right. So those things all have to be considered when you're making any decision on whatever breed you're going to have. Your living situation. Are you in a car, house, condo, apartment? You got 20 acres or you live in a garage? All this is your dog an asset or liability? Can you throw that dog in a car with you and go across the country? Or you have to think about, what happens? What happens when you get a flat tire? You got to pull over and change your tire. Can you take your dog out of the car or is it going to be a problem? Smokey and I will go get food and he leaves Zen like down the block on something. And when we go do something,
he's
come back
solid.
and just waiting there. So it's relative to what it is. My dog Blue, my Mally. I took her with me. I put that on Instagram. And I don't like do a lot of my personal life on Instagram, but I took her in a hotel and the thing. We had a meeting, everything. She was chilling with me, no problem. But it's like the genetics have to be there, the training has to be there, and the handler has to have the confidence in guiding that dog. Yeah. So that's why I like Schützen, because the dog is kind of free, but you get to show off how well your dog is because all the work you did prior to, just like every other sport, but in a way now the dog is working real free. So
what's that sport called? APB?
Oh, APBA.
What is that?
So there's a lot of history with that. I don't want to get into specifics on it, but basically I actually like the sport for what it is because I think the police departments should try to start emulating some of what they're doing there.
Like the word out without talking them. They should start there.
So this is the problem though. So I understand because I'm a military guy and you look at the background of logistics and you say, okay, if you're going to teach a dog out, that thing has to be concrete. Because say Zen's on me, right? And I'm a civilian or whatever and Smoke's a cop in a whole other world, right? And, and that dog comes and bites me. And he has to say, okay, I'm going to take the dog. And he goes up to tell Zen out. And the dog isn't out right away. And that's on camera. 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second. So now my lawyer is going to have a field day because he's going to say, oh, well, the police officer went up or the canine handler went up and said out on the dog. And now that dog didn't out for 10 seconds. So it's 10 more seconds of emotional trauma, physical trauma, damage to the individual. So I believe that's why they don't do it. Correct me if I'm wrong out there. If you guys are any police officers that are in there or if you're in that position, but that's the only reason why I would say that's probably why they don't teach it.
I see that one comment right here that he says, as a decoy, is it ever appropriate to run a dog?
Oh, so depending, go ahead, Smoke.
It's crazy. It's because, they ain't gonna say no names in them, but there's people on Instagram that have, when I first met them, that was their thing. They want to see if the dog they built was ready. And man, you've been taking them to all these, I'm gonna just say popcorn and candy ass decoys, because if you haven't really built a dog to face a man with presence and understanding what he's doing and why he's doing it to your dog, you setting that dog up for failure. And like I said, I had to tell the dude, are you sure you want me to do what you just want me to do? Yeah, I want you to do it. And I made it clear to everybody, you heard what he said. And then when they sent the dog did not want to commit like that. And then I had to.
So the dog maybe was not all about that life.
Oh, no, for sure it wasn't. But right as simultaneously as it's happening, I went right into work mode and started helping the dog. Gave him a grip, and then I let him beat and pound on me. Yes. Because I could have kept him off me he would have never touched me in real life. Yeah. I could have, if I would have known what I knew about the dog, I didn't have to have nothing on.
So let's go to me to ask you a question right now. So certain dogs, like I had one dog that when he's hot, he's fucking mad.
Okay. You talking about barking? When you saying hot,
I'm talking about fucking like
already turned on.
He's already turned on. Like if you fucking with him already, he's gonna bite you. Okay. Because he's like, I don't trust nobody. Okay. Right. Then them kind of dogs don't come around all the time.
No, it's rare.
But that leads me to believe, how forgiving do you want your dog to be? Like your personal dog. How forgiving? Like I've seen dogs get put on tables at table work, and then the decoy can come up there and touch the head 30 seconds later. I don't like
need
that.
It depends.
like
If
that.
it's a sport dog, it shouldn't matter.
Right.
But if it's a
But
protecting
these guys,
dog, it
where I'm
does
going,
matter.
they don't do sport work.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So it depends on what kind of dog you're looking for, right? And depending on the dog and your environment and what you're training. And tables were invented because of lazy people. Tables are for lazy decoys. That's it. I'm gonna say it. I don't care. You know, if you got a bad back and you need elevation and you want to work on some things with the dog, that's fine. But tables are for lazy decoys. So if you have the table,
even the lunch table I use, the lunch table, Chris,
that's different.
Okay,
he ain't talking about the lunch table. He's talking about you're doing that for a different. Different.
You already
know. Whole different thing.
He's fucking with you.
Yeah, I know he is. I already know.
So let me ask you this.
I fucking smoke every day.
So let me ask you this. So the dogs that we talked about 20, 30 years ago, we can both agree that they were much harder dogs.
Way harder. You know, it's just because everybody on Instagram is a breeder.
Yeah.
So or a trainer.
And this is what I start thinking about it. And because I've just stepped into the breeding in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
This is what from my surmising, like Hans Pegger, let's just say Hans Pegger, he was a decoy. So he gonna give you the best opinion because he know what speed and power feel like, slamming into him, biting on him. So when he said, I think you should put this male with this female, I'm gonna go with that opinion because he been in the literal shit, been grabbing him. But if I got this dude that done bought all Hans Pegger's dogs and ain't never got bit by one of them, why would I?
Because he doesn't really know what the dog's abilities are. Because every
dog, watching it and feeling it is
two different things.
Because every dog ain't gonna be a rock star in the litter.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like that's the thing. Like with Smoke's dogs that he builds at the dojo, Punishmentville, there's not a lot of music that he puts on to a lot of the
especially the hard hits.
So you hear the sleeves buckling, the suits banging, the bodies hit, that collision, and that's why I like coming out here because I know I'm gonna get beat up. I like to have the dogs hit. I like to feel that impact. And it's like, even on Wednesday, we had no sleep off the plane to the field. We trained all day from 9 a.m. to 5 o'clock at night. We just straight sent it. And we
like, I build dogs not to just be caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying when I say that?
Yes. Yeah. You build dog not just
to hit the decoy hard.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to say it. Lewis Williams. You know who you are, Guru. He taught me dogs got to make decoys go, fuck, that dude brought that dog.
Yes.
The dogs he built that got me the decoy I am today, when I would pull up on the hill, I see them dogs and I be going, damn. Because you know it's not about the grip, the teeth.
The impact.
It's the hit. It's the punch. A lot of these dudes is making paper airplanes. They making paper airplanes, bro. These Tinkerbell ass dudes.
On top of things.
They and it's for the swing. They look to teach the dog to swing. I done posted, folks see dogs running into me as hard as they can. They not looking to be, you know, I like the flare, but some of them don't want flare. Yeah. Zen's son don't want no flare.
The falls
he wants your collarbone.
He wants contact.
The falls I've seen you make were legitimate, like I didn't mean to fall.
Bro, there they go. Yep. You got that's what I see from my generation to today. Dudes, especially with puppies. We was just driving there, we were talking about it. I catch puppies on a flirt pole. Mm-hmm. My flirt pole is really stiff and rigid. Now, if I'm catching this puppy moving as fast as 10 miles an hour, I got videos. If I can catch this puppy on that flirt pole, he feels my weight at 8 weeks on his jaws, having to run as fast as he can, is getting snatched the other way. So at 8 weeks, he's already feeling my 200 pounds. Why would I put this puppy on this table right here and just, here, take this? Why?
Yeah.
When he can chase that. He got to learn to strike before I just start
feeding
Stop feeding these dogs grip. In the wild, mama don't do none of that.
Right.
Mama brings something back for you to chase when it's appropriate. You're gonna chase it. If you don't chase it, you don't eat. That's it.
And that's the other thing too, is protection dog bites the first thing that's available.
Boom.
So when you're doing
strike,
when you're building up those dogs,
the
furthest closest thing to that dog to grab, whether it's your foot, your hand,
grab
forearm, whatever it is, they're gonna grab it. And that's what it is. And it's like, If you're teaching a dog that no matter what you're doing, the bite is always going to come to you, the contact's always going to come to you, and they don't ever have to go and explode and do something. How do you do muzzle work, right? If you can't teach a dog to have entry and not be afraid to hit the body. So you can have a dog that's always had a fed bite, right? And then you have a dog that's had to go get something. And you take those two same dogs, you put them right here. The dog that always has had to run and be explosive, that dog is going to hit you way harder from
way harder
to 110 miles
muscle
an hour.
memory. What's the term? Muscle memory.
Yep.
What is that term for? The police bust in your house fast. SWAT teams bust in, everything they teach explosive. But in the decoy world today is, here go my shoulder, here goes my forearm.
Yep.
But why? It's sitting there waiting on them. When do anything in life wait on you to kill it?
Yeah, that's
like
the thing, and that's where like the genetics are there. So the guy E in the comments was talking about the stranger threat stranger drill that he runs.
Okay.
Where it's like when you take a dog that's naturally with no training, put him on a bridge. We read questions.
It's a fact, Smoke. Can you turn that dog mouth into something crazy fire with a hard hit?
What do you, any dog he said?
Yeah.
I've done it. Yeah, that's my thing. I've heard other people say, you can hear it through the circuit, that I let dogs do a lot of sport training because they're always on the grass.
Right.
But that's damn not the truth.
That's also what they see on Instagram.
But I go straight to the table or a slippery floor first with puppies.
There's another question. Smoke, you've been in the decoy for a long time. Have you helped any of those 80s and 90s Rotties? And it says, and how was it? If so, what do you think of the Rotties nowadays? So he's saying you fuck with Rotties back in the 90s.
What was his name? They used to have the Rotties. The other dude.
Who, Dale?
Dale.
That's a real dog.
Dale had a female, Nadine.
Nadine was the one that's in the Transformer movie.
Oh my mama. Nadine was the first Rottweiler that came over here with a tail. Wee! She was real, bro.
So in case y'all don't know who Nadine is,
partner.
Nadine is the dog that's in the first Transformer movie.
Yes.
That chased Shia LaBeouf.
OJ built that dog.
Yeah. OJ
but genetics.
Yeah, genetics.
She came with Angela. She know that dog. Yeah. And Nadine was with the business.
She was from that bloodline called Genix Wu-Tang.
Woo! So yes, and he produced some dogs off of her. He did produce some dogs, but it matters where you put those genetics in front of who, what skill set, what skill level, what mentality of decoy are you putting that genetic? If you put it in front of the dude that just here's my shoulder for free, you ain't got to do nothing, you're not gonna get explosive.
It's hard. And to answer that guy's question, seeing dogs from the 90s being raised with those Rotties that you could see today, they're not all the same.
Nah.
And that's the scariest part.
Nah.
So what I'd say is when you just look at like real working line dogs, if you really know like the blood is almost gold. So how you're going to keep the job of any breeder in the working line industry should be to keep the working line alive. That should be the goal.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be for anything else. Title chase and all the other stuff.
Likes.
Comments, Instagram. I didn't do Instagram for dog training until just like recently. I've been doing it so long. I was like, let me just start feeding into it because apparently Instagram makes you a dog trainer. So that's what I was like. Let me just start doing it. So, but I mean, it's grown quickly in the past couple of years now. People can recognize what we're doing.
It gives you a leg up. That's for sure.
That's for sure. It gives you exposure. Without Instagram, we wouldn't have met. So
that's why I got on social media, because I realized it'll put me in touch with other people. And that don't sound about color. You see if a person can read a dog and they passion to work a dog. That's what I see when I'm looking on Instagram.
So let me ask you this. So there's a lot of dogs that's been becoming very popular for the looks.
Yep. Phenotype.
For the phenotype. Not the genotype.
No.
Phenotype.
Do they come with the hear ye post?
I'm telling you.
Bro, tell me you don't see this hear ye post with the nice little sticker, all that, and the dog, bro, the dog who parents ain't even faced no legitimate decoys that you could put on their resume and say, look, dog did this guy. Like that means something to the real ones.
So my question is then, I see Connie Corsos are being very popular. I ain't trying to throw shade on your Connie Corso owners or you presser owners, but what is the difference of the Connie Corsos you seeing today now with these owners who are living in apartments or have these big ass dogs, versus the people who own Corsos 30 years ago?
Property.
And the
yeah. Country dog with property. Yeah.
So are you guys running into these? I'm not gonna call them designer dogs.
Yes, say it.
These popular,
Say it.
these popular dogs.
Say it.
Like, are you guys have to tell these people the hard truth? Like, yo,
real quick.
So that's the thing. When you do your evaluation, I kind of touched on it before. That like stranger threat stranger, we call it the light switch effect. Does that dog actually have a presence where it alerts on presence from a threat, a possible threat? If the dog
instinctually,
not with no training, no telling the dog what to do,
like heard the hallway down the hallway.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard the elevator open. I heard keys jingle that I don't ever hear jingle. Wait a minute, your phone ring, whatever.
I put the tug out and I taught the dog to bark at the tug. So then once a stranger comes by, I make the dog do the same command. Not that. We're talking about the natural instinct for the dog to alert on some sort of suspicion.
Natural.
That is very hard to find in most. There's a lot of breeds that have it, but the volume is much less.
Right. And the people who do have it, they don't know what they got.
Sometimes.
Listen to me.
Sometimes, but they're here in the United States.
But how you?
Okay.
Here in the United States, they breed for looks.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
100%.
they don't give a fuck. I remember my first Dobie before I started importing because I kept getting shit here in the United States.
Yeah.
My first Dobie was a dog named Roos that I got from a guy named Bickerstaff. Percy's brother is Bernie, who's an NBA coach.
Mm-hmm.
And
Bickerstaff, okay.
Yeah. I said, oh yeah, this dog is nice. He's rough and tough. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm fucking greenhorn behind this shit. I'm like, okay, I'll believe this shit. And then I went to Lewis. First I started an OJ class.
Okay.
But see, OJ had his water down class on one end of the field, the group class. And then Lewis is on the other end of the field having Dr. Bill Rutherford dog Musa, that big
Yeah.
I saw Bill today.
I remember.
And having him run with a parachute, going nuts over a dumbbell, Leonard taking bite from Musa while he's biting in the crotch.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I want that.
Yeah.
And OJ said, you want to go down there too, right? So yeah, so I went to Lewis. And so it was months, man. Lewis had my boy because I couldn't keep going every day. And the dog wouldn't act up around the rag. Like, he was like,
it's probably not real.
Well, I was like, but see, had I known that now, I wouldn't have kept that dog.
Yeah. You would have just watched
I would have dropped them off in China.
That's what we talk about. That's what you talk about when a dog genetically has it or doesn't have it. And if you're doing an evaluation, if you're a sport trainer, protection dog trainer, if you're going to build a dog for any type of combatives, when you do that evaluation, it pays to be as honest as you can to that client.
Dude, what about the client being honest to us?
100%.
Because if I'm building this dog, this true story. I'm building this dog. A cane Corso, because we was on that. I ain't gonna even say it was. But the client, like, I want my dog.
Fats dog.
No. Okay. But this person really needed, and where they lived at, the person really needed this dog to kind of be what it is. It should be anyway. Long story short, we talking one day, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go home and get a dog a shower. We can take a shower." And I'm like, "What?
Give the dog a shower?"
When I asked the client, "Do you mean you get in the shower with the dog?" Sometimes, yeah. And I'm like, so now it made sense why this dog come to training. Like, Mom, let's go home.
Yeah.
And massage and
treat the dog like a dog.
So how this dog was not turning on to me because he taking hot showers.
It's been humanized.
He why would I come here and be a dog when I go home? But you want to protect. They say they want what they want, but don't understand. You can't put them in the shower and expect them to protect you.
That's a very good
Jeff
comment.
Mustafa said, "It's a shame. Every breed that gets popular usually gets destroyed. It's happened to the Dobies and Rotties." Hey, but I'm trying to bring it back, goddammit.
Yeah, I mean, most the Doberman bloodlines are so boxed in.
Oh my goodness! I got a little one in my dojo though. I ain't gonna lie.
This is as decoys.
Here you go, Smoke.
Yeah, it is. Go ahead, read that one.
As decoys, what y'all thoughts on those huge Michelin Man suits where the dog has a mouthful of material, and do they have a place in the building protection dog? Do they have a place in the building
protection dogs?
In building a protection dog. Yeah. Now, I have a Dimine suit, but I have a semi-comp suit, semi-comp training because I was like, fuck it. If I'm gonna do this shit, let me get one that fits me, right? I took that suit to New Jersey out there in Mass.
Yeah.
And it was a Connie Corso that I took a bite from.
Baku. I've worked him. He's a great dog.
Got you, huh?
I still
got
you. Yeah, I still got.
Yeah,
like
John,
that righty got you.
dog is no joke.
Yeah,
John's dog will bite you. I did civil work with him on the table.
See, that's good. Y'all even
sleeve work and guess
y'all
what?
work the same.
That dog is not equipment fixated. So people that say, "Oh, you guys are taking bites with sleeves on," John's dog will mess you up.
Yeah.
He has a great relationship with that dog, so he could take him anywhere because I've seen him hang out with the dog.
Yeah, that's one thing. Yes,
turn the dog
definitely.
on. So that one thing I'll say about him is he stands by his dog and he's correct.
That shit hurt. I mean,
that's a course.
But you know, I fucked up because I caught the dog. He caught right here.
Yeah, I would have put a blocker.
Right.
Yeah.
But in real life, it
don't matter.
If you put a blocker, the dog will come higher on
you. Just because you know it gives you a better understanding and an angle here.
Yeah.
But in real life, I don't care where he grabs
you're leaking out.
You better get a tourniquet before you out him.
If you had no jacket on,
you better put a tourniquet on before you out him
right away.
But what his back to this question, I already know this.
Go ahead, you said it. Just do it. That's all right.
If you call yourself doing civil work and you got on regular clothes over a decoy suit, you look 400 pounds.
Yep.
And I have been in many situations, and I have never faced anybody that was 400 pounds. 400 pounds. You're not a threat to me. You're not a threat to me.
Right.
You're not a threat to me. And with a dog, you are told. But it don't make so. When people say, "Oh, I want a dog serious," and they got these scenarios where they got all this, the big old flannel and the pea coat over the suit, you don't think that dog know that that's a suit?
Yeah,
my dog's gonna know it's a suit because they've been working with these things.
Yeah,
less is more.
Well,
if you really want to see a dog's true intentions, don't put on so much equipment.
We put the hidden sleeve on underneath the hoodie that day when I worked Zen. So I mean, it's you can do certain.
If you're doing a scenario, you walking down the street and a 400-pound dude walking towards you, I'm gonna teach my clients walk away.
Yeah, create space. Right
Forget it. But now if this 400-pound dude got you pressed up and you got a dog, you know how much that you should be able to teach that person how to deal with this. Yeah. But if you're only running scenarios where the person is not I'm aggressive myself. I'm gonna protect me. You're gonna protect you. I know you're gonna protect you. So a lot of these people don't understand equating personal protection. Are you gonna personally protect yourself along with your dog? Because if it's multiple people, you might have to help your dog help you.
We always say like the dog should be part of your equation,
a part of it.
So
not your ego at the end of the leash.
We teach combatives, right? Like I always carry a weapon on me, at least one.
My leash is a weapon.
3, and then you have your leash, right? So you have another.
I use a climbing rope. I don't even use a leather leash.
We teach clients footwork. We teach clients how to angle out with the body. We teach clients how to read the room. The leash is in your hand. The dog is attached to the leash. So stop staring at your dog. Be tactically and technically proficient. Keep your head up and scanning. You should always be scanning.
Yeah.
But if you're here and you're like looking at your dog all day long and you get walked up on, that split second, if you instead of paying attention out here, you're staring at your dog. Oh, what a cute dog. Like you could do that shit at home. When you're up here and you're paying attention to what's going on around you, you could see a possible incoming threat. Or guess what? Your dog barks or alerts on something and you kind of already see what's going on. Oh, no, it's not a threat. Go ahead, leave it alone. You're good.
Chris can recognize we could go out right now, us three. You will know about my dog's body language, whether you need to look over there where he's looking at. Just the way Zen, he'll be somewhere and just look at something. He not your dog, but his way he moves his head and looks, he gonna make you, I need to address what's over there. If you don't know how to read that, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't never really been through nothing, most people are thinking, please don't let this happen. Please, man, come on, G. You understand what I'm saying? You know, I'm waiting on them situations.
So let me ask you this.
Come on now.
Why
Bob Barker?
Explain the popularity of even soccer moms now having a Malinois. Like, why is that breed and
adrenaline? I think it's adrenaline. They're hooked on it.
It's honestly what I think it is because they're fancy and they're smaller than a German Shepherd.
Yeah. But I mean, the adrenaline rush you get to say, I got a Malinois.
I own one.
Okay, you got
yeah.
You had a Dutch too, didn't you?
Yeah,
you got both of them.
Yeah.
But my family primarily.
One of them older than motherfucker now.
No. I got puppies though.
Okay.
Zen is the oldest one in the house, but then I got puppies off of that Togo.
Yeah.
Okay. A Togo litter I have, but I like
But Mally's. So like the guy Haas that you did that interview with he said that whole thing. He's like, oh, most trainers when they start becoming a trainer will get a Malinois. And then when you become a real trainer, you really appreciate a really good working line German Shepherd, right?
Yeah.
So a German Shepherd could fill any glass of water. If you want a personal protection dog, a sport dog, couch potato, a family pet, they kind of check all the boxes.
Yes.
Malinois are really good for hypertensive, active people. So that's what I was saying. When you're selecting a dog, know your lifestyle. If you're a lazy person who's going to be sitting at home and you call me or Smokey, hey, I want a working line dog, be like, bro, you're 383 pounds. I've never seen you walk. And they're like, well, what do you mean? Why are you being so rude? It's like, no, we reserve the right to deny any old clients and customers because you don't fit the bill or the
you and the dog don't match from the beginning.
Because what happens is this is going to become a boomerang litter or a boomerang dog. I'm going to sell that dog to you. You're not going to want to pay for training. You're not going to go to a competent trainer. You're going to go to PetSmart or something like that. No offense to PetSmart. And then, but they ain't equipped to deal with working line dogs. And then guess what happens? They're going to bring the bitch back. Or they wait for the dog to bite somebody. And then they go, oh, the dog bit the neighbor, my friend, my husband, my wife, my kid, this, that, all because they set the dog up for failure. So as a breeder, as a trainer, at a decoy, you want to make sure that you're setting them up for success, but also to protect yourself. Yeah. So don't put yourself in a position where you're going to give that incompetent person a dog like that with that capability.
But you know what? I mean, like a lot of people who buy dogs, they'll lie to the breeder to get the dog on what they're specific.
100%.
For sure.
Right?
It has to be at the bottom of the application should say that you filled out that application with the truth. You should be signing that thing or like, look with the nonprofits I deal with, I've donated like over 70 dogs to veterans and first responders all across the United States through nonprofits I work with, right? And on their application process, at the bottom of it, they're writing, when they write their signature, it says that you filled it out truthfully. If you're lying to them, just like if you're doing rescues, and you're lying to the rescue about the situation, and they give you a bull herder rescue that came up from the South, ended up throwing in a house. It happened to me. Yeah. That guy, remember that guy with the Dutch Shepherd Mallee cross? Yes. I'm sorry, Dutch Shepherd Pitbull cross. That dog bit the kid's son. You know, he was a single father. He split home. I'm not going to give out names, but he took this dog from a rescue. He went home. His son was at the house. The ex-wife dropped the kid off already. He opened up the leash, opened up the door, let the dog off the leash. Dog runs up, bites the kid right on the couch. And then he calls the rescue, freaking out. And the rescue's like, you didn't tell us that you had a kid. Well, I do have a son, but he doesn't stay with me. But
that's the key ingredient. All
right. So but how incompetent are you? Like, this was a dog, and the dog exhibited targeting behavior, which tells me that the dog it's been worked. So the picture was already there, and the genetics are telling the dog it's going to go forward, and you put the kid in danger, your own family. Yeah. So I know how you are. You ain't putting any of your kids in danger.
Yeah,
I know
you
that.
Gotta know. You really want to know where this dog is going to be in the environment it's going to be in. You know, a lot of people think, oh, the crate is to be all means. With a Malinois, you better be ready to take at least 3-4 walks a day.
Like you just
said, if you're not working it,
honesty is the best policy, right? You're like, they'll lie to you, and if they lie to you, then it's like, well, no, I didn't know this person. Like, oh, do you guys own any animals in the house? No. And then you come to find out they have a family of ferrets that they live in the basement, and they let them out and they run around. Or I don't have an animal, but I do still live with my sister, and she's got 3 chinchillas that she lets run around the house. It's like, you know,
what else are they gonna do when they get there?
It just doesn't work.
So let me ask you this. So I posted a video, Zeke. And shout out to Zeke.
Yes, sir. Documentary. Zeke. He's the one. He the man. He gave me the boom.
He knows everybody.
Right? Yeah. So Zeke did an interview with me. Shit, man. It had to been 3 years. The
newer one.
The newer ones. Yeah. Okay. But we've done a lot. But the first one he done, 12, 13 years.
Yeah, that was a minute ago. Right. Like 9, at least 9 years ago. Because Zen is about 10,
yes.
About 10?
Yes,
okay.
About 10.
Okay.
But the one we did about 3 years ago, because Roscoe was a puppy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So this is how long it's been.
Okay.
So we talked about us. You know how he sets it up. He said he asks you a question, and then you repeat the question, and then your comment.
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, how do you feel about skittish dogs?" I said, skittish dogs don't last 2 hours in my house. I said, if the puppy hasn't been beaten, mistreated, and he's still skittish, that's a genetic thing. I said, that shit ain't gonna change. That's like me being black. I said, I'm gonna die black.
Oh yeah, you put that up. I remember this.
I'm getting rid of him.
Gotta go.
Name a trainer, a canine trainer. First of all, they said, oh, you can work it out. But if you work
liability.
But if you work it out, though, if you work that skittish shit out, you're gonna spend much time working out when you could have been doing other shit to build a dog.
That's it. Even with the rescues. If you could you could euthanize most of the dogs that aren't fit to be in homes. All that extra energy that you spent 2 years training this dog could have been spent saving
somebody and somebody got hurt at the end of it.
It's just same type of thing.
So I know what I'm gonna do. if I get a skittish dog, first of all, I don't even pick out skittish puppies.
Yeah.
But let's say you guys get a skittish dog. What are you doing with the dog? I mean, the dog ain't even leaving where it's at right now. So if you get a skittish dog, do you think you can work on him as a trainer, as a representation of you?
No.
And you, would you get
I'll make it
dog?
real.
Absolutely not.
I'm gonna say it first, especially if the person says, I want this dog, and I didn't steer them towards that dog.
I tell people, if you're going to select the dog, well, depending on what dog you're going to get, right? If you're going to say, like, I have clients in New York, I'm going to get a rescue, no problem. Go see that dog 2-3 times. Go visit 2-3 times. You have kids, bring the kids. You got other dog, great. You have to do some type of neutral meeting with that other dog on the property outside somewhere. The rescue. If the rescue is a good rescue, they will understand. Okay, you have another dog. You want to make sure it's going to vibe before we just sign that paper and say, here you go, Gerald, take it home. Good luck. You know, they're not going to do that. So depending on what it is, if that's the case, then always go do numerous visits.
I ain't doing no skittish dogs.
No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Can you agree that's genetic?
Yeah.
I mean, if
the nature is the nature. As long as there's nothing there to affect the dog's brain, that's genetics.
So now that leads me another question. Then, you know, I make notes and make questions.
Yes,
I don't have a list of questions. How do you pick a puppy for you? Like, what are you looking for when you go see a litter? Hold on, I'm gonna say, when you go see a litter of Mally puppies that you want to infuse in your lines, the Dubois line.
Yeah.
Okay. How are you? What are the things that you're looking for?
I'm gonna let Chris go first. Go first because you've been doing this longer than me when it comes to breeding.
I like 7 weeks old.
So I look at the structure of the puppy.
Okay.
I want to see how forward the puppy is. So cognitive ability, right? You walk into the room for the first time. Is that puppy just laying down, or is that puppy popped up and seeing what's going on? So I want to see that, right? And then I want to see the drive, the ability or the want to go do something work-wise, right? I want to see if I come into that kennel, is that puppy that I'm going to pick, is it pushing past the other puppies to get to me first? That tells you a lot about the drive right there. When you pick up the dog, how does it respond? Does it growl? Does it be squeamish? Does it look around, right? I want to see all those things. I grab the feet, grab the head, look at the muzzle size, look at the depth, under and overbite. Look at is there any spots on the tongue? Black gums, right?
Oh, yeah, he relates me on a lot of stuff, right? A lot of things.
I look at the rear end when the dog's pivoting down, so I'll maybe bring some type of stimuli out to see how the dog pivots on its rear end. Then I look at, as far as the size of it, the puppy, I want to see the size. So sometimes, yes, I always like a bigger puppy, but sometimes I see a runty bitch or male that I'm like, there's something about that specific dog I know that dog is going to have the fire in it. And then you already know where I'm going with that.
I'm just saying.
And I'll snatch that dog up and I'll say, that's the one. And they'll be like, but that's not the pick. Like, okay, that's fine. I know what my pick is.
Yeah.
You may have your own definition of what your pick is,
and
but there's something.
Pick is like the biggest one.
Yeah, they say, the biggest dog. That's fine. But you know what? I've had the biggest dogs be sluggish and just sit there and be like, that dog's a lazy couch potato. Or I've seen the other side of it where it was the biggest dog and it was just very reserved because it was mature. And the dog just kind of sat there, perched up, and watched all the other puppies do all the chaos. And it was like, yeah, you guys are all chasing that, but someone just showed up.
Yeah, the guy who walked in and checked us out.
If you're looking at the biggest dog, it makes sense if you're looking at those type of attributes. But reading the dog, you can see it from puppies. Like you take a puppy out. My dad told me this when I had my first litter. He said, "You want to see how puppies react naturally?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Do yourself a favor. Take them out in the morning, do it with the grass, and just watch what the puppies do with their nose." And I was like, all right. So I literally did exactly what he told me. Like, put them all out in the grass, and you could see how their nose goes, their ears, the scent, picking up the head. The wind comes across because I had the whole property with the big pond. The wind's coming across the pond, carrying the water, the scent from the water. The dog's heads pop up. So now I'm watching all this. It's like National Geographic? Yeah. You're like learning all this stuff.
You're reading it. It's reading it from a pup.
So that's what I look for. I want to see drive. I want to see the size of the muzzle, over and under bite.
So now you're talking about the physical characteristics. But you also talk about the intangibles too.
Yep.
So my question is like what are you looking for attitude wise? What are your test methods? What are you bringing there to a person's place to see puppies? What tools are you bringing? You bringing bottles of rocks, or what the fuck are you doing?
So I purposely have knocked things over when I go to select the puppy. So if I don't bring something, I'll purposely knock something over to see how the dog reacts with the litter. When I knock a bowl over, like a stainless steel bowl on a concrete floor, the loudest thing you ever want to hear, right? So yeah, you could bring bottles of rags, stuff like that, but I can pick a puppy up and say, okay, I know this dog's gonna have some sort of drive right away. Because most of the time, if I'm going to selecting a puppy, it's from my own stock or it's stock that I've studied. So I know the lines prior to before I even go grab a dog. right? The last combination we did, my father was coaching on the litter and basically said, this litter is going to be exactly this, and this is how smart they're going to be. And that's that female I just sent you the video.
Yeah.
On a slippery floor like this, how that female found her rear end every time, like clockwork, and was like forward, and that's all genetics. So knowing the dog that you have is great. Knowing what's behind it is even more important.
Yes.
So especially if you're going to be breeding, or if you're going to say, I'm going to compete with this dog, or I want to go forward, you really have to read all of those things. So yes, as far as loud noises, changing of temperature. So if it's wintertime, I've done it. Unfortunately, I'll admit that. I'll leave the door open so that cold air is coming right through the building.
Draft.
I want to see that draft. And then, shut the door. I'm like, oh, my bad, man. But I did that purposely because I want to see how the wind affects the dogs.
They all skittish because of the noise.
Are they skittish because of noise? Are they, if you have them in a kennel, are they in the back of the kennel instead of the front of the kennel, right? How they react to food, right? That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like everyone does food training, and that's it. All they do is treat training. I don't really train that way. I'm big on relationship first and foremost on the dog.
Yeah.
Genetics are first and foremost. Training is secondary. So as the genetics are there and you have a dog that's healthy, has good temperament, solid nerve, you could pretty much do anything. The only limitation is you. That's it.
Well, so I guess that same question goes for you, though.
Like, I'm going to just say this. When I picked out Zen, he was only 5 weeks.
That
was Blue. Blue was 5 weeks old.
He wasn't even moving around. So when so many things of what Chris said, literally, but I had to go on my instinct.
Mm-hmm.
Something told my soul, get this dog. This is the one. And did I choose right?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's what, if my pops always says I'm anointed. So I had to use Zen is my first Malinois.
Yeah, that's the craziest part about it.
To be blessed.
Yeah.
And like people like to say, I knew my standard of decoying. To have a dog match my standard of decoying and be at that level is.
I'm taking them bites off that dog.
Come on now, he ready.
Oh,
he ready. He 9 years old on the 21st.
So yeah, when we come back,
I remember him. January. He was real.
He was small. Man, you knew his mama 7.
Yes, but
and you knew his mom, and you knew his daddy and his daddy Flag. Exactly. Now, basically, you seen both his parents. Yeah. They was underground, whatever we call backyard boogie. Yeah. But see, that's my Seabiscuit. Mm-hmm. That story of Seabiscuit, that's Zen. Because you could have never told me that dog that I picked out would have turned into. He done seen over 65 decoys.
Yeah, his brain though.
Over 60. He bit Hervé Mavunga, the leader.
Yeah,
like and loved it. You know what I mean? So when your dog bite Hervé Mavunga, you tell me something, bro. You know your dog is with the smoke when they bite that big old brother.
The brain on him is the most impressive.
He's bro.
And I like working him, but when you did the leash thing, when you put the leash under his feet, he finds a way to get it.
Smart. When I say smart,
but have you been able to? The problem with those kind of dogs, and everybody has that one in a million.
Yeah,
you're saying it doesn't replicate itself.
Yeah. Well, he makes good dogs.
He threw himself already though. I've been blessed.
I've been blessed. Say that.
Oh my mama, you ain't see. That's what I tell you. You ain't been following.
Who's got him?
You will get a dose of this. Remember, we talked about this, boys and girls. He done talked himself way into the suit now, because I'm gonna bring the whole family. I got 5 in 1 litter. Now that's fluke. Real talk.
Yeah.
5 in 1 litter. No. But they all in my dojo.
Oh, okay.
3 girls and 2 boys.
Wow.
And all 5 of them will come down there and sign your ass up. So that's what I mean when I say, but no, we gonna.
Oh yeah, January.
We gonna bring. Oh, come on now. What did it say right there? Right there behind you on the quote. That's it right there.
That's true.
Like that.
Listen to that's what that's what I'm saying. Like yes. His offspring, and then this is the key thing. This is the key thing for that. All of these out of that litter, first-time handlers of Malinois.
I was just gonna say it's not even.
You
that's
can't.
the other side of it. So sometimes that works in your benefit, but it could be your benefit or it could be a negative thing too. So the thing is this: when you have a first-time handler, right? The benefit is they got no bad habits. So as long as they're coachable and that the instructions being given correctly, right?
Hey.
So when you have a new handler that hasn't had a working dog and never been in that position, as long as they're coachable and they can understand what's being told to them or taught to them, and then they can replicate it, you have the best relationship because you're not fixing anything. We're called Mr. Fix It. All the time. We get called. They call, oh, my dog bit 20 people. I'm going to call Chris now. Oh, my dog slips the sleeve all the time. Oh, the dog.
My dog has no entry. He has no entry.
The dog has no forward pressure on a sleeve when it lands. It just kind of stays there. The dog typewriters everywhere. Oh, I want the dog to be this. I want the dog to be more civil. So they call me after they went to everybody else on the East Coast. And I have to work these dogs off camera, underground, someone's backyard or in the basement because someone doesn't want to say, oh, I went to that kid Chris to work my dog because I'm not part of someone's club, right? So then they'll go back to the club like, look, I told you, look how good the dog's doing. Meanwhile, the handler's working with me behind closed door, which I'm fine with. But sometimes the Mr. Fix-It thing gets annoying. Yeah. If you have new handlers that take dogs, like when I land off the plane and I get to work, what's cool is I work like all the litters you've done.
He remember when they was first born.
Yeah, I worked them.
This is his third trip.
I was on the handler side of it. So
he
I was
worked
handling
puppy.
all the puppies.
He went from puppy to
it.
intermediate, and now they jumping on his shoulder. Yep. So he's got to see and feel. That's another reason why we keep this group going.
That Dutchie, the Dutchie Younger.
That's
I was literally handling him on as a puppy
a year ago.
Right before I left to go back to New York. Right. So in the video, I'm on the line with the harness, but I know how to handle. He knows what he's doing, and we don't talk.
Yeah.
When we're working, we don't even talk. We just get up there and work
flows. It flows.
And then we'll switch, right? So then we go to the other side of it where it's saying, okay, we'll go, okay.
Was the dude seven? No, the dude is that?
Oh, the dude 7. I think he's talking about
it was the female. The female. The Zen's mother's name was 7.
So then on the other side of it, when you're taking handlers that know what they're doing, as long as they're not like over aggressively with handling their dog in their manner, you can have a good output too, because you're getting the dog to someone who's experienced, right?
So let me ask you this. This is important because I talked to Larry Brodonics out of Chicago. He's got an Excel book.
Okay.
He said, man, I don't care what nobody say. Y'all gonna get mad at me. I don't give a fuck. That's what he said. He said, but I take my dogs to get live bites sometimes. It's crackhead.
Yep.
So how important is it for a dog to actually have a live bite as a personal protection dog?
I'm gonna let you go first, Chris.
So what? This is like the craziest thing liability wise. All right.
I'm about to say, like, how do we dance around this?
How do we dance around? So look, I don't think it's as important unless you need to prove it for yourself. When you look at how a lot of the French did everything muzzle work and doing a lot of agitation for the first year of the dog, and then they finally take that muzzle off. Good luck, right? Because now it's like you've seen Chris for almost a year, and all I've been doing is getting in your head, getting under your skin, getting in your head, and then finally that dog gets the bite. It's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Now I've seen very good dogs, even rescues that aren't well-bred dogs for work. They just do muzzle agitation, and guess what? Someone comes into that room the wrong way, they're getting gripped up on, and it could be problematic. So what I would say is the dog has to just show the intent, and if you know how to do muzzle work the right way, the intent is there. You don't necessarily, unless you're trying to prove it. You know, like you said, that guy he wants to prove it to himself. You, as a trainer or a dog handler or a decoy or helper, if you know how to read dogs, you know that dog's gonna hurt.
That's it.
You don't need to go prove it. You don't need to do it for the follows or the Instagram.
Yeah. You know what's weird though is that a lot of dogs will act the fool during the training scenario, but will they really commit?
So that's the thing. It depends on the training of the dog, right? The
Literally,
hard part is like if you're setting the stage always all the time, that's part of the problem because the dog knows it's on stage performing. Right. That's why when they say sport dogs can't be protection dogs, the hard part is because on the field they act appropriately because it's been drilled into them. That's why the term helper is to help the dog with the job. It's like dressage for horses. You have to go on the field and you have to do A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. The helper is there to help the dog learn and be proficient in whatever activity it's doing. The term decoy is more of an adversarial thing.
Yes.
That's where the testing comes.
Yes.
Me versus you.
That's
me versus you. My brain versus your brain. My brain versus your brain and your handler's brain.
That's why I use that term. Doggone decoy.
Yeah, when you start
but I said doggone. I thought you meant doggone decoy. It's like doggone it.
No, I was. It's that. But it's like a lot of people say, "Oh man, your dog went up against him." Then if your dog get ran, doggone decoy.
And that's the other thing too. Is like like he said before when you talked about running a dog on the field. Someone put that in the question. We should hit some of those by the way. Look, one of the guys put the question.
You know who gave me the name Boogeyman?
Who?
Mario.
Really?
Arazo.
I know him.
Yeah, I know you know him, but I'm saying like I didn't give myself that. He's seen dogs see me and go, I ain't finna be here doing. Yeah, that's Piron.
So you got to answer that.
Your dog's name Piron?
This question right here says, I recently started a working line of Great Danes and extremely difficult regarding communities hating, saying that you're wasting your time or they're too big and not healthy. My girl, time and time again, turns her head and has shown she's different. My question I have for you is these three. Thought of a line breeding. What's y'all process in testing and picking out the perfect puppy for the future? Like the line breeding, you're gonna have to line breed. If you're breeding for a specific phenotype.
Have to. Well,
And
also
genotype.
genotype.
Genotype more important.
I was gonna say genotype comes
Genotype
first.
more important.
But when you're going to do line breeding, you have to figure out what line. Well, first off, the health test, especially on a Great Dane, because they're not wrong with saying that the Great Dane has had a major health issues, but a lot of breeds from today have. But when you're going to do line breeding, find a specific line of Great Danes that you like, that work ethic and the tendencies that dog has naturally without too much stimuli, and then find a way to keep that line alive specifically. So replication of that specific line of the Great Danes that you like. So if you say Great Dane A is the dog I want, you have to find a way to keep replicating Great Dane A and then hopefully improving on it.
Yeah.
But it's not that easy.
Yeah.
But what you're gonna lose if you gotten Great Danes for the aesthetics, you're gonna lose that show shit because real working dogs are not pretty.
No, they're not.
They're not pretty.
Say it again.
It is what it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Say it
saying.
again.
Like, you got to look at tendencies.
Working dogs are not pretty.
There it is.
But they got the dog in them though. They got that fight.
Yeah, we see some females. We have some females that are not the prettiest.
Nah, they look like
she-males,
but they bring that.
They bring that heat.
And you listen, you can't put your hand on it because it's an intangible that is genetic.
Yes, it's God work.
And the only thing I say about when he says turns heads, if you haven't put that dog on some reputable decoys that you know in this industry bring presence that can actually be the ones to say, yo, that dog got a little something, you really looking at popcorn and candy.
Yeah, so you look
I'm not but the dog got a face, Chris, dog on decoy, you name whoever, Hervé Mavonga.
You have your physical environmental pressure.
See some real decoys,
and you could put too much environmental pressure just by having too much presence on a field with a dog, and then the dog may not want to be there. So that's where like you have to be able to read the dog and be like, hey man, like look, just I don't know if this dog is here for this right now. Let's try to switch gears.
Yeah, but you know what though, Smokey never answered the question about the live bite.
Oh yeah, the live bite. Yeah.
When was it? How exactly?
Is it that important?
Is it important for your dog to have a live bite?
Again, I'm always say because people that know me and I talk to, I'm not a superhero, but don't worry about my dog.
Yeah,
I'm just being as honest as
so
I can be.
The dog is part of the
The dog is just a part of me
security.
protecting myself.
Yeah.
A lot of these dudes will not protect themselves, but they want the dog. If I put Zen away, that's when we need to be worried because I love him.
Yeah.
I'm not taking him to a situation where I know there's several people and I know there's weapons and all that. He is there for, oh shit, this dude popped up out of nowhere. Oh, this dude got a knife in his sweatshirt or what the scenarios that you're not aware of.
The other thing too is knowing your crew and who you're rolling with.
Come on
So
now.
if it's
I know who I was before the K9 game.
So, but if you're out in public,
You better know who you are. Out there
yeah.
in TV land or
You know who you
Instagram
are.
land.
Yeah.
You better know. Forget the dog at the end of your leash. What are you at the end of this leash willing to do to protect yourself?
And you find that out when you have.
Because I see so many people that you know they gone. They leaving the scene, but they got the dog and they in them Crocs. They in the Crocs thinking.
Your dog take a live bite before.
That's the hard part.
That's the hard question.
See, one thing, like you asking, if you're asking specifically about Zen, I know he'll bite you live.
So
there's no question. But one thing, it's the way we built him.
Right.
Strike zone. He ain't tied out, ain't nothing been fed to him. If you get in the strike zone, say you stand right here on a guard, like we just guard, he stand in front of you, and you reach your hand like you're gonna hurt me, your hand is getting grabbed. That's muscle memory. He don't know. Oh, he didn't hear Stanley. He know the tone of you stepping up in front of me with that demeanor. That mean grab this dude, Dad. But before he grab you, I probably done did something to let him know this dude right here. We get him. That's me. And people that know me know that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not, like I said, I'm not a superhero, but I know I don't gotta worry about my dog.
You and your dog are one.
What?
Yeah.
What? That's why I use the two swords. That's why I use the two swords. It's a double side to each blade. It's not just my dog. I'm gonna protect me, bro. And Zen is there. I'm there to protect him
Yeah,
as well as I'm there.
I was just gonna say,
And go back.
defend your own dog as it is too.
You still there?
And
Yes.
And what we since we right here on that, I'm not into this new thing where you send your dog up in there against 4 dudes in a room.
Yeah.
I don't need to know whether my dog would go in there and fight for people because I'm going in there to help him fight for people, period.
Yeah.
I don't get this because before I came to dogs, if I'm with you, you're not going in the room to fight with 4 people. If I'm with you, you're not going in the room to fight with 4 people. So why would I send my dog to go fight with 4 people?
By himself too. That's the other thing.
With weapons, and I know they got weapons.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
I don't need that peace of mind. That ain't me.
You'll never know like what type of capability you have until you've been pressed.
Until you've been pressed.
Where you don't have a safety net, and then that's where your true character comes out. Because in the darkest hour or when the chaos rises, you fall to your training standard.
Hello.
You don't rise it. You've got like Captain America moments come out once something. It's Vaughn.
That's it right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me right there.
Yep.
Keep
yeah.
going.
So you don't become Captain America overnight. Okay. And the guys that think that happens, that super soldier serum and stuff, keep watching Marvel. But the reality is, what you train every day, that's going to determine who you are as a person, who you are as a trainer. Are you going to be an advocate for your group? Are you a liability or an asset? If you can defend yourself, defend your dog, defend your family and your home, that's good because there's not a lot of people out there that do that anymore. So we train combatives. I do boxing. Shout out Newbury Boxing, Coach V. So if you do those types of things and you train and you fight and you do those combatives and I love firearms. I'm big on firearms. I shoot a lot. You have to get those reps in. So because you want to be technically proficient just with your dog as you are without your dog. Because you can't take Zen everywhere. I can't take Blue everywhere. I sometimes look, if you have to leave your dog at home, you still want to make it home. So I don't play with my life. I'd rather play with yours. So it's just what it is.
So guys, if you guys want to follow Smokey, you can go to Doggone Decoy. That's his Instagram handle. Just type in Doggone Decoy _ He gonna pop right up, aka _ Boogeyman. If you want to follow Chris, you go right here, Von Wolfenfelsken. Listen, hey, you guys tap in with that. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the chat too. I got a couple more questions.
Let's see what the questions.
See what they talking about.
So, E wrote some before about a famous athlete as a decoy.
Yeah, let me
pull
it up.
When we look at trial decoys, I think, in my opinion, Smoke, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're an athlete and you could follow instruction, be coachable, I think you could become a trial decoy. Working a dog is different than building a dog.
That's me.
So if you're going to work a dog,
that's me.
Right? That's fine. You could definitely work a dog. You could be taught to safely catch a dog, secure a dog, place a dog, and drive a dog. As long as you can do all those things from an athletic standpoint. But that doesn't mean that gives you the qualification to build a dog. So certification doesn't equal qualification, but I think in most cases you can take a sport athlete or even a high school athlete. You can take
athletic. If you're athletic, you can be a decoy.
Everything we do as far as catching dogs has to do with footwork, coordination, eye contact,
and don't forget this.
And you need heart. And you gotta have heart. And you gotta be okay with pain because it's not fun.
Here we go. But you know where you're going with that. I know where you're going with that.
I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna but that's what it is. So people want to dive in and say, "Oh, I'm gonna be a decoy. I want to catch dogs." Like everyone wears all this equipment all the time because the suit's the safest thing because then they feel invincible. The issue is you can actually cause more injuries if you don't know what you're doing if you're wearing that suit. Because now you feel like you're invincible.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is that every time that I saw Smokey do decoy work, if the dog was doing right and the dog came in with intent and tenacity, this motherfucker, they scored a touchdown. Like when Brody, I remember plain as day, we was over there, Malcolm's field.
Yeah.
And I had the blackmail, bro. That motherfucker was eye to eye when he went airborne.
Yeah.
Remember that shit? Yes. I heard that fucking sleep. Boom!
And I came down and I'm hollering.
He was like, yeah. Like that.
That's what I want.
Dude,
that was like,
if he hits a man like that,
off your feet.
Yeah,
and it's a dog that's going to jump on someone that's trained in catching the dog. Imagine what happens with that same intent on someone who's never been trained.
That's what I know to see a dog that actually came down there and gave me what needs to get you to the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's gonna get you to the house, and that's what I want to. That's what I want to work.
Right. And that's the thing is like you were saying before, the skills of knowing how to read the dog and catch the dog the right way. These dogs we're building are being caught by proficient people that have tactical, technical skills, right? The proficiency is important because the safety of the dog is important.
It's more than important.
Now, look, if it's like a question of if I'm making a homer tonight or not, and I got to send the dog, that person that's going to be on the receiving end of it, they never been on a field catching dogs.
They're
before.
not decoys.
So they don't know how to move. Maybe they have some fighting skills and stuff
yes.
like that. And yeah, you're dealing with the man at that one point, that 1%er, but not all of them are out there.
Yeah.
So all the people that are all loud and bark, it's like, all right, cool, no problem, man. Just like leave it be. And as soon as you start confronting me, I just start smiling.
There it is, because I know what
I already know what I could do. So now I get to exercise my
about
skills.
to eat.
That's it.
So how important it is, and guys, these guys are expert decoys. So that's why we brought them here. How important is it for decoys to know how to catch a dog? Because what happened to one of my dogs, he got jammed by another trainer, by another decoy. I forgot the guy's name, but Brody was never the same. All I heard is like,
yeah.
And Adobe's got
Yeah, 100%.
And how important is that? And sometimes you can get teeth get broke.
Well, we've been
never have I knocked a tooth. That's I'm gonna knock so hard. All these years, I ain't those type of things go with you, and especially Instagram, social media. You gonna be
look. There is dogs that self jam. We work a lot of KNPV dogs that literally self jam purposely.
We were talking about that the other day. Like some dogs come in to be caught.
Yeah.
Some dogs come in to hit.
Crash.
However they get there, you better know how to send him back to that handler the same way he came.
Yeah.
What that means, sacrificing your body.
Yep.
Or making sure you don't fall on the dog. Like I seen dudes fall on dogs. Like I'm gonna hurt myself every other way, but that's athleticism again.
Yeah. Being able to move.
Because like when I first came in, they taught me how to catch dogs because I was a natural at it. It took me, I ain't gonna lie, at least 8 years to learn how to read the dog, to actually build a dog that Chris could catch. Yeah. That'll be a monster, still be safe, and then he can have, actually learn.
A foot taller than me. I'm 5'6".
So I don't know. So what I see a lot today is dudes know how to catch dogs, but they can't build a dog for me to catch. Mm-hmm. I can build dogs for them to catch, but can you build a dog that's gonna be safe, clear, and clean? Just like the dog I brought for you to catch. That's I don't see a lot of that.
Speaking of clean, there's some dogs that are dirty.
Dirty.
How do you guys deal with that? I mean, because I know
timing and your standard.
I mean, we do when we work our stuff together. We do 2-line work.
Say it. That's it right there. There's
a lot of tactics when you know how to work dogs correctly. You could do 2-line and guillotine it. I'll be honest with you. No offense to the dojo, but Smoke and I will almost take the handler out of the equation because we know what the tendencies of the dog are going to be. So the handler is there on a line with the dog to defend and protect the dog as well as us as well. But the line work is really everything.
You ever since Lewis been using it keeps the dog. The energy people don't realize the energy you're teaching channels down the line.
Forward. Opposition reflex is real. So if you have that line and that bow and arrow, you pull back. Even if it's just a little bit, you let go, the bow's going to go forward, right? So when you take a dog that's super dirty, okay, that dog's going to bite whatever's presented first, whatever's available. So I know I'm only going to give the dog this to bite. I'm only going to give the dog this to bite or a pocket here or whatever it is you're training for. And then the line work has to be the spine and the line have to be straight with each other. All these people, they be taking the line, going off to the side, doing this, doing that, or getting lazy.
Change our trajectory.
And also the angle.
That trajectory matters.
So we're doing back tie with a handler or we call it should we talk about the windshield wiper?
Okay.
So if you're doing a windshield wiper effect, you know what that is?
No,
that's personal protection.
Personal protection dog. So the dog's fanning out, right? So if you're the back set and you have your dog out in front of you, the windshield wiper, if you got a 6-foot leash, you got 12-foot diameter. Yeah. Think of math, right? So now you got a 12-foot diameter of all angles are covered. So
you're the middle pivot.
You're the pivot.
You stay. That's what we always tell people: hold your ground. Yep. Don't move. So now, if somebody want to circle you,
you're creating
and brandish, what's up? What's happening, homie? Now I'm just moving in the circle. My dog is used to being right. You get in the strike zone.
Yeah. So
now, if I pull the dog back to the slack in the line, and that dude steps up into the strike zone, thank you. Yeah. And you really mean me harm? Now I'm gonna let the line back out and you in the strike zone. You see what I'm saying? Yep. That's what the line was. But if you got a dog off leash all the time, e-collar, he probably gonna bounce him and back up and bounce and back up. He don't know
exactly.
He don't know where you are from him.
That's how you.
And the dog don't know. Zen knows where I'm at.
Yep.
he know where that leash is. If I pull him back and you step up, he like.
Yeah, you're using natural.
He knows because we don't work the lines.
That line is natural communication. The puppies are being corrected by the mother, just like the lion cubs being connected by the lion.
Yes.
They're grabbing the neck and they're bringing them back into the cave. They're bringing them to the milk, whatever it is they're doing, right? So that natural on the neck. Once you have that line pressure there, and you teach the dog that, and your biomechanics. So if you have a dirty dog that you're trying to clean up, whether it be for depending on what it is, right? So
guard.
Dirty, I want it to guard. We did it. We did. How many times we've done the barking hole for sport people? They're like, oh, the dog comes up and bop my. I like the dog coming up.
We like that, but you don't want every helper can't handle that.
It shows that the dog has the intent. The character and heart that's not there in the dogs that we see today. When those dogs are coming up and boom, boom, they're like, just let you know, I could get you if I really want to get you. So I kind of like to see the edge. So I'll take my head. I'll just slightly go like this. Just in case they decide to come poke, boom, I can move my head.
You know, right? I've noticed that where some of these dogs be like, they jumping.
Zen does that. But they should settle down.
They should,
because I've been taught they should respect the helper. Because if I'm standing here willing to let you be a monster, there's a fine line. Okay, you be a monster, but you don't get to be an asshole.
And the other side of it is protection dogs. You don't want no barking holes.
Nah.
The dog just burning it out for no reason. So now the dog's in front of you, barking up, and you're trying to tell this guy to go away, back away. What happens if he just pulls a gun out and shoots
exactly
right there, or a knife? Because the dog is so quick.
He's
so burn all of its energy. I'd rather my dog be a silent killer, sit there, just
on that guard.
Which I'm ready.
On that guard.
Once you either
move your hand, move your hand.
That's it. You're getting.
That's it.
So it's all relative, but you kind of clean up a dog, line work where that, and
knowing
who you're training with. You gotta know who you're training with.
Say one higher. So let me ask you this, and we're gonna close it out with this one. Now we're gonna talk to some more stuff.
We got energy.
This dude is never calm. But we ain't calm too often at the same time in the same place.
Real talk. We're doing an episode, the first episode of the year. We're gonna do it, and the thumbnail gonna be motherfucking fire.
Sounds good to me.
That shit gonna have sound effects too.
You have a dog coming from you this way. You have a dog coming, and I'm in the middle like.
Let's do it.
Telling you already do it.
Yeah, get ready.
Shout out to Miles, my videographer. We're gonna make this shit
Oh, Miles, you shooting up too?
Get Miles.
Don't forget Miles. We gonna put Miles on the Richter scale.
Last question, and you guys tell me what you think.
Yep.
How do you reward your dog or train? What do you use to train your dog in rewards? Like I do treats. Now, some other guys that I train with do praise. You gave your dog treats.
Yeah, that's me.
Right?
He's the treat.
That's me.
I believe in that
I got a bearded treat over here.
No, I don't do no treats.
Yeah, I don't do
treats.
You saying no? You're asking particular Mike Zen.
Yeah,
he loved the decoy. You do what I ask. Obedience wise, you get to grab the man. He don't care about no ball. He don't care about no food. He won't. And that's all Lewis Williams right there. Guru, you made him love that man. You made him love that man. His genetics is there, but I don't never fight him to get this ball.
So just basic obedience,
but if you're doing
competition obedience,
okay,
to get them down like that, you're not using no treats,
no treats, no ball.
Not for my dog. I just do everything for my own personal dog.
Are you gonna praise the motherfucker?
Oh yeah,
they
understand.
Relationship first and foremost. Just because I'm not a treat trainer where I'm like, eat this, and then you get this, and eat this, and eat this, and eat this. How much you gonna eat?
Pay that.
Yeah, like. What am I going to get paid? You know, so I always say build the time with the dog, and line work is everything. Like with our puppies, we have collars and leashes on them almost right away. Yeah. Like so they get desensitized to it. Because you ever see a litter of puppies, and you pick up a puppy that never had a leash collar, you put it on for the first time,
and they all scared,
fighting, pulling, and then they say, "What are you?" Oh, just pull out the food, and look, the dog eats from your hand. On the bad side of it, like when they're talking about pet obedience, the issue is some dogs won't even eat from the bowl anymore.
Yeah.
They only want to eat from the owner's hand. And I've had to correct that. I'm dealing with that right now back at home with clients where the dog won't eat. The dog goes on.
Because they watching Instagram.
Right away,
and they think the whole meal is supposed to be fed out that dog hand.
They go, I'm doing starvation.
I'll fix that shit all year.
Oh, yeah. You're hungry.
10 minutes.
Yeah, at some point you're going to be hungry. It's gone now.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I do.
If I put the bowl down, you don't pick it up. Yeah.
So I do praise, I do time with the dog, and then like for dogs that have already exhibiting, we'll call it, I don't want to say negative tendencies, but tendencies that are a little hotter for most people that are inexperienced. So if you have a dog that's a working line dog that you have to do obedience on, but the dog comes out and just wants to kill everybody, through the obedience, they get to play with what they want. So if they like biting the man or biting the tug or the reg or whatever it is, guess what? You have to sit and settle You have to plaster down and settle.
Cap
You got to
yourself.
jump up on this table. You
Cap
have to do.
yourself.
You got to engage. You got to stand up. You have to do all these things, and then if you want to do that as a reward, then you can do that side of it. So because sometimes dogs will be like, well, they come out the kennel and they're crazy. So burn the dog out a little bit. A tired dog's easier to train. All right. You come out a dog out the kennel or out the crate and it's going crazy. Let the dog on a long line. Let him run around. Let him run around.
Shout out to Angela too that you had on here.
Yeah, dog.
That was a
dog.
good
Dog.
Yeah,
What?
See,
Yeah,
we go
that was a
back.
good one.
Me and Angela go back.
That was a good
Dude,
one.
no, dude. And the crazy part about it, the Gypsy, we selling a lot of dogs in Vegas.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And
So she got work now.
yeah. And I'm like, one of the clients is Flex.
Okay.
Right. And so I was like, we got to get with a trainer we trust. So I called some people around. I asked Oscar Moore. I said, who do we recommend in Vegas? And he was saying, Angela. I said, Angela from the Hill?
From the hill?
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
So I had to bring her
Yeah,
on.
that was good.
Shit.
That's why I said shout out to Angela.
But listen, guys, I appreciate
Come
you
on now,
guys.
blessings to you, brother.
No problem. No, seriously. You went to the wrong address. It's all.
Appreciate it,
You
bro.
critique your goddamn.
I know.
Hey,
Everything. Every word that's spoken.
We were
Just
sitting outside like, where this dude
just
at?
having coffee.
Yeah.
We're like, man.
I had went live. I said, you motherfucker.
He went on there and said he's on there now.
I was making an excuse. I said, rain got these motherfuckers.
Someone hit me and I was looking at the
We
thing
was
and I
on
like,
time.
oh shit, he's
We
on
was
already.
on the wrong.
I'm like, we always.
So now you guys know where we need to go.
Oh yeah,
when we do this again.
it's going down in here the next time we come through.
All right,
Yeah,
so and you
get
didn't
ready.
you didn't respond to my text. Said wear the t-shirt, but you didn't wear the t-shirt. It's all good.
You didn't give me one.
Look at the text.
Oh,
I said wear this t-shirt,
which one?
the one you have of yourself.
Oh,
the
the one
green
odd
one.
in it.
No,
But see,
the red.
this is me.
the black one with the red on
That
it?
is me.
That's the one.
That's me right there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
look, I gotta get
On the
this
back,
on
too,
there.
on the
No,
back.
but that was a different.
I gotta
one.
get the master on
You
there.
know, he's got a bunch of shirts with him on it. I said this shirt right here.
You know?
I said,
Oh, I still got that shirt too.
Yeah,
I got that shirt. I didn't understand what you were saying. I
That's the
got
OG
that shirt.
That's why.
Yeah.
But see, that's another thing. This generation, I need the voicemail. Don't need no text.
when you
Voice sake, Smoke, bring the shirt from the video.
I said, where did
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear that. My bad.
Bring your shirt.
I got it. Oh, no question.
I need one.
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Yes, sir.
I
Got
get
you.
you.
Got you.
I
Got you.
appreciate
Got
it,
you.
guys.
Got you.
If you
Appreciate
guys
you.
want to follow Smokey, you want to go to his Instagram.
Blessings,
Decoy.
everyone.
There you
Doggone
go.
decoy.
If you want to follow Chris, I'm gonna let Chris tell you what it is.
Von Wolfenfels K9.
Von Wolfenfeld K9, KMPV all day long. No, listen, no curve. Is that what they said? No curve.
No
Nah.
curve.
No curve. Look
Working
at
line
Google.
shepherds.
There you go.
Working line shepherds.
Until next time, people, I always say be resilient, but be responsible.
Stay dangerous.
Stay dangerous.